What's up, Grove, and welcome back to another edition of our GFuel Taste Test series. This is going to be round 3. If you haven't seen rounds 1 and 2, I'll provide some links so that you can check those out first, but if you only care about the flavors that are in this edition, just stay tuned. Speaking of flavors, this round is going to be the berry edition. So we've got the On Blackberry, Pewdiepie's Lingenberry, and the FazeBerry. Now, all flavors are going to be mixed with 16 ounces of cold water in a GFuel shaker, are going to be given a taste test, a review, and a score out of 10. Please keep in mind, as usual, that none of this content is sponsored. All the product here and all the product in previous videos was paid for by me. None of this is promotional content in any way. All of this is just kind of my opinion. With that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the On Blackberry. And we are back with the On Blackberry. Now, they weren't kidding. This flavor is completely, you can't see through it at all. Completely opaque. Like, it's so dark. I was noticing as I poured the flavor into the water that the water started turning immediately, like swirls of blue and red were in there. So I'm sure it's got a ton of food dye to achieve this level. You can tell just the transition from me doing the pour shot to the shot of me shaking it. It had turned like the whole cup basically black. So anyway, the On Blackberry was formerly Dr. Disrespect's flavor. He's since been removed from a lot of the marketing from it. I know for a while they kind of retired the flavor, but they recently brought it back out of retirement without any of the promotional marketing attached to it, at least as far as Dr. Disrespect goes. It's just pretty much a plain Jane On Blackberry can now. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Yum. That's really good. It definitely captures like a really berry type of flavor. Not really a fresh berry type of flavor, but more of like, picture a blueberry Pop-Tart. Kind of a blueberry Pop-Tart kind of flavor. Sort of tastes like that. It's just slightly toned down. In the cold water, it definitely turns out pretty good. I don't know that it's the most refreshing because it is pretty sweet, but definitely not bad. It's a pretty, just slightly above average flavor. If I didn't have a choice and this was my only flavor I had, I would definitely be happy with it. It's a good flavor, but overall I would probably have to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. It's good, and I think that it's like a lot of the flavors, they really do a solid job with their flavors. It doesn't scream blackberry to me. I think that's one of the biggest things there. Blackberries are usually kind of tart, a lot more tart than this. This is really sweet for a berry type of flavor. Like I said, picture more of a Pop-Tart berry type of flavor, Pop-Tart wild berry, that type of thing. Not like a handful of blackberries type of flavor. But overall, not a bad flavor. 6.5 out of 10. Alright, next we are going to be moving on to the Pewdiepie flavor. Pewdiepie's flavor is a Lingenberry flavor, so let's get into that. Alright, we are back with the Lingenberry. A Lingenberry, for those of you who haven't ever seen them before, they come off of a bush that's mostly native to like the northern hemisphere. It's not super common in the United States unless you're in an IKEA. Now, of course, as you'd guessed by this flavor's name, this is Pewdiepie's flavor. Pewdiepie is from Sweden, which is probably why he chose the Lingenberry as his flavor of choice. It's also pretty unique. It's a, unless it's one of those flavors that you can tell it's kind of two other flavors mixed together to make a flavor, Lingenberries taste pretty unique on their own for a berry. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Gosh, that's good. Gosh, that is so freaking good. It's like just that perfect level of tart. Nowhere near tart enough to kind of make you even go like, ooh, wince your face at all. But my mouth is watering. Yeah, it's just that perfect level of tartness mixed with the sweetness. It doesn't taste like any sort of, like, oh, this is like strawberry and cranberry kind of mixed together. I think I've read online that people have said that this flavor kind of tastes like a cranberry, and I don't get cranberry out of it at all. I think it's because it's honestly kind of a hard flavor to describe if you haven't had a Lingenberry. Like, picture trying to describe a blueberry to somebody who had never had a blueberry before. They might have had a strawberry, but a strawberry doesn't taste anything like a blueberry. And this doesn't taste like any of the other berries, at least that we've tried here and that I've tried before. Yeah, it's definitely its own thing. They got the Lingenberry flavor perfect. You can tell that is actually like a Lingenberry essence type of thing. It's not a weird mix. It's perfectly Lingenberry, and it is really good. Man, I'll take one more to make sure, but yeah, I think I've got to give this guy a 9.5. This is by far my favorite flavor that I've tried so far on this review. For me, at least, it just hits everything I want in a drink that I drink every single day. You know what I mean? Like, as far as this tub of GFuel, I know for sure I'm gonna drink the whole thing and be sad when I'm out. When I go to get more, this is one of those few flavors that I'm gonna want to restock up on this flavor specifically because it's so good. I can't really almost even talk it up any better. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 is because I don't know that it's perfect, but I don't know what perfect would be. This is as close to perfect as I can think of so far. It's just an amazingly solid drink. Delicious, tart, but sweet, and neither one is too much. Yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for sure on that one. Coming up next, it's got a hard road ahead of it. We've got the FazeBerry. Now, I don't have a full tub of the FazeBerry, but I do have this packet here, and pretty much should be exactly the same as the type you'd get in the tubs. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot here. Now, FazeBerry is obviously brought to us by Faze Clan. This is their like wild berry, triple berry, that type of thing. On the cover, you can kind of see like pomegranate. Funny enough, you can see blueberries and strawberries. Strawberry, blueberry, pomegranate. Let's go ahead and give the FazeBerry a shot here. And we are back with the FazeBerry. Now, the FazeBerry is just a slight bit darker than the Lingenberry, the Pewdiepie, but it's pretty much the same color, almost the same, almost the exact same. Not nearly as dark as the On Blackberry, obviously, but yeah, the Lingenberry, pretty much the same color, just slightly darker. I do think it was one of the first ones where they collaborated with any sort of like you know, streamer or anything like that when they did it with FaZe Clan. But yeah, enough, you know, of all that stuff. Let's just get into what it tastes like. Wow, it's pretty decent, don't get me wrong, but there's just not much flavor there. I can definitely taste strawberry. Strawberry's the biggest flavor that I can taste. I don't really get too much pomegranate or blueberry. There's something else, but there's like a little something else. I guess I could see it being a pomegranate blueberry, but it's definitely strawberry forward with just some berry type fruit in the background. That's pretty much all it is. It's not bad by any means, but it's just super mild. It's almost like a Propel Fitness water mild, like the just a hint of flavor in a way compared to some of the others. Like the On Blackberry feels like it's like literally double the flavor of this one. Not that that's bad, but yeah, it's just kind of eh. It's not bad, but it's just that's literally it. There you go. Not bad is pretty much the best I can say about it. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that you would be disappointed. The flavor is not gross by any means, but if I had to come up with a top few flavors for someone to try, normally you would think that one of the longest running flavors, and you know, you can't go wrong with just kind of a berry, but I think they've just developed such better flavors since then. It's just kind of meh. I'd probably give it a 5.5. It just squeaks over middle of the road. It literally is just slightly good. That's about the best compliment I can give it. Yeah, 5.5. I'm definitely getting a Propel Fitness water type of vibe from it, where it's almost water forward, if that makes any sense. But as far as like the actual flavor itself, if you just don't care, sure, this is not offensive in any way. If you just want to chug, get some hydration, get some caffeine, get some other stuff going, great. But if you at all care about the flavor, you would be better off going with either of these two as far as a berry, or honestly any of the other flavors. Any of the other flavors have more flavor than this one has. Just kind of meh. 5.5 for sure. And with that, we come to the end of the berry round. Obviously, the Pewdiepie knocked it out of the park.
Congratulations!
The Pewdiepie got a 9.5. I can't describe how good it is. It's just the perfect everything that I'm looking for in kind of an energy drink. It's just hard enough to like wake you up in the morning, that like, whew, all right, I'm ready to go kind of taste. It's also sweet immediately after. Just before it could get anywhere too tart, it levels out into sweet. It's not even Sour Patch Kid. It's just like, the whole time. It's refreshing. It's just delicious. By far my favorite flavor that I think I've tried. I think it's one that if you're gonna try GFuel, this is a must try. I would even say, unless berry flavors aren't your jam, but even then, this is such a different type of berry flavor. It's not going to remind you of a blueberry. It's not going to remind you of a strawberry or anything like that. It's its own unique flavor. I'd recommend at least getting a packet. I know that it's pretty easy to get in these packets, the like tester packets. Do yourself a favor and get yourself one of these of the Pewdiepie at least. You're not going to regret it. It's so good. And with that, the Pewdiepie also dethrones the Shiny Splash as our current flavor champion. The 9.5 is going to be so hard to beat. I almost even went with a 9.75, but I want to leave some room for some other flavors, but it's hard to say. This so far is about as close to a perfect flavor to me that I can think of. Do yourself a favor, give the Pewdiepie a shot, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. And with that, we come to the end of another one of our GFuel taste test videos. If you haven't seen a flavor that you want to see tried, please let me know down below. If you liked this video, please give it a like. It helps us out quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos in the future of this type of stuff, give us a subscribe. We're going to be putting out many more of these videos. We've got tons of flavors to work through here. We should be releasing around 4 here shortly, so look forward to that. And in the meantime, stay comfy.